I was literally the lowest ranked fox, a single tail. Yet I gave birth to a rare seven-tailed divine fox. And because of that, my husband was crowned the new fox emperor. But on the very day he took the throne, he forced me to drink poison. And my own son, the seven-tailed divine fox, stabbed me through the heart and ripped out my inner core, all because I was a lowly single tail, and they said I was an embarrassment to them. And on top of that, they were both colluding with my sister, who had evolved into a six-tail. My husband looked at me with cold eyes and said, "If my bloodline wasn't so superior, how could you have ever birthed a seven-tailed divine fox?" And the son I raised with everything I had crushed my inner core and said, "If Auntie had been my mother, my bloodline would have been way more powerful. You were never worthy of being my mother." And just like that, I died full of rage and regret. But when I opened my eyes again, I had somehow been reborn, right back to the day of the Fox clan's bride selection. My husband couldn't wait to pick my sister as his wife, and the entire crowd went dead silent. That's when it hit me. He had been reborn too. In the Fox clan, rank is determined by the number of tails. 9 levels total, more tails means more power. Most of the Fox Emperor of Qingqiu's 6 sons only had 3 tails. To change that, the Fox Emperor held a clan-wide bride search for his sons, requiring every Fox clan to send someone to the selection. Most of the girls sent over were 4 tails, and the higher-ranked ones got picked almost immediately. In my last life, I thought I was going to be rejected. I was literally about to head home when the 6th prince, Xuanye, suddenly grabbed my hand. Xuanye was the Fox Emperor's only single-tail prince, yet somehow he was the Emperor's most beloved son. But everyone knew the truth. A single tail could never inherit the throne. The moment he chose me, the Fox Emperor approved our marriage on the spot. Not long after I married Xuanye, I gave birth to a 7-tailed divine fox and helped him rise to emperor. But he and Xuanji both despised me for only having 1 tail. Meanwhile, my sister Nan Xing was discovered to be a descendant of the Yusu clan, noble bloodline and all, and she quickly grew 6 tails. Xuanye was convinced that if he'd been with Nan Xing instead, they could have produced a 9-tailed celestial fox. Even Xuanji, the son I raised, believed that Nan Xing was the one who deserved to be his mother. So the night before Xuanye's coronation, he and his son killed me in the most brutal way imaginable. Just thinking about it, the pain in my chest came rushing back. The Fox Emperor was stunned when he heard Xuanye's words, because my mother was the Fox King of the White Fox clan's own sister. But Nan Xing's mother? She was just a well-known courtesan from the White Fox pleasure house. If the royal family hadn't had a rule against royal bloodlines being raised outside the palace, she never would have made it in. Everyone knew the difference between legitimate and illegitimate lines. Nan Xing was just there to fill a quota for the White Fox royals. In every way, looks, status, she didn't hold a candle to me. While everyone was still frozen in shock, Xuanye walked over to Nan Xing, took her hand and said, "Father Emperor, I've admired Lady Nan Xing for a long time. Please give us your blessing." Nan Xing looked completely starstruck. She had never once been treated with respect back in the White Fox clan. Now the Fox Emperor's most favored son had chosen her. Of course she was thrilled. She even turned and shot me this smug, self-satisfied look. The selection should have been over after Xuanye made his choice. But just as the Fox Emperor was announcing that the rest of us rejected girls were free to go home, Xuanye suddenly dropped to his knees. "Father Emperor, last night the royal oracle read Lady Nan Yue's fate, and it turns out her destiny perfectly complements 5th brothers. The oracle said that if they marry, 5th brother might actually recover. The 5th prince of Qingqiu, Xuanche, was the Fox Empress's only son, but he'd been frail and bedridden his entire life. In my last life, the one whose fate aligned with his was Nan Xing, but just days after she married him, Xuanche died. And by Qingqiu law, when a husband dies, his wife must be buried with him. But the night before the funeral, Xuanche's mourning hall suddenly caught fire, and Nan Xing died in the blaze. But then, after her body was pulled out, right in front of everyone, her fur changed from dull yellow to gold, and she grew 6 tails. Nansei woke up right there in that golden light. Legend has it that some Yusu foxes can be reborn like a phoenix, changing fur color and growing new tails in the process. When the Fox Emperor found out, he declared her a Yusu sacred maiden. At Xuanye's suggestion, the Fox Emperor immediately arranged a marriage between me and Xuanche. The White Fox clan had no status to speak of, so my fate wasn't mine to decide. That same day, I was dressed in wedding robes. As I was being escorted to the 5th prince's palace, 2 people stepped out and blocked my path. Xuanye had his arm around Nan Xing's waist, smirking at me. "Nan Yue, you should really be thanking me right now. If I hadn't put in a good word for you, you'd be dragging yourself back to that nowhere land the White Fox clan calls home." I gave Xuanye a calm, unbothered look. I knew exactly what he was playing at. Every single move. Xuanzhou was dying. I didn't have Nan Xing's so-called luck, so I'd probably end up buried alive too. I just never thought that after 100 years of marriage to Xuanye, he could hate me this deeply. I kept my tone flat and said, "Word is the 5th prince may be fragile, but his looks are supposedly out of this world. Marrying him is honestly a dream come true for me. I appreciate the help, 6th prince." "Nan Yue, you did that on purpose, didn't you?" Xuanye was notoriously rough-looking and got teased for it constantly. That's exactly why he'd chosen me in the last life. He shot back with a scowl. "What does being good-looking even matter? Father Emperor cares about one thing, heirs. And with Xuanzei's condition, there is 0 chance he'll ever give you a child." I smiled sweetly. "6th prince, if you're so worried about my husband's health, maybe turn that energy towards your own princess. She's been on medicine every single day and doesn't exactly scream doing great." "How dare you, Nan Yue?" Nan Xing's face went white and she cut me off immediately. "You have the nerve to talk back to the 6th prince? Say one more word and I will have your tongue ripped out." Just then, someone came to rush us along, so we were about to miss the auspicious hour. Xianye looked like he had more to say, but Nanxing pulled him away. Watching them walk off together, I let out a cold laugh. Xianye was an idiot. He only remembered that Nanxing was a Yusu descendant. He completely forgot the other part of the story. After Nanxing became the sacred maiden, she filled her estate with men and partied every single night, yet never once had a child. Nobody else knew why, but I did. The White Fox clan had a secret drug that could grow fake tails, but once you took it, you permanently lost the ability to have children. As for her fur-changing color, Nanxing had always been a golden fox to begin with. She'd been desperate to climb the social ladder, so she started taking that drug long before she ever arrived, hoping to grow more tails. Even if she stopped now, any cub she had would come out deformed. Thinking about fox cubs, Xuanji's face flashed through my mind. The child I had raised with everything I had turned around and tried to kill me. That beautiful face of his was twisted with pure hatred. A single-tailed fox has no business being my mother. Only someone like Auntie, a six-tail, is actually worthy. It's your fault Dad chose you. That's why I only have 7 tails. You ruined everything. I closed my eyes. Fine. If those two wanted a cub so badly, I'd wish for Xuanji to be reborn in Nanxing's belly. Good luck with that. I was soon brought into Xuanche's palace. He was half reclining on the bed, and honestly, his looks were every bit as stunning as the rumors said. After I walked in, Xuanche dismissed everyone and handed me a bundle. Lady Nanyue, I don't have much time left. By Qingqiu law, you'd have to be buried with me when I die. That's not fair to you. I've already arranged an out for you. Take this money and run. I opened the bundle. It was packed full of gold. I'd heard the Fox Emperor barely paid any attention to Xuanche. Even though he was a legitimate prince, his living conditions were worse than a servant's. This gold was probably every last thing he owned. Honestly, I'd already figured out my escape plan on the way here. But looking at the sincerity in his eyes, I hesitated. I set the bundle aside and grabbed his arm. Fifth Prince, will you let me save you? A lot of people have the White Fox clan all wrong. They think we have fewer tails, weaker power, and that all we can do is use our charm to lure humans and drain their energy to cultivate. But what they don't know is that the White Fox clan specializes in medicine, and our clan's secret techniques are almost endless. To Qingqiu's doctors, Xuanche's condition was a death sentence. But to us White Fox healers, it wasn't hopeless at all. Nobody wants to die, and Xuanche was no different. He paused for a few seconds, then smiled and said, "Well then, I'm in your hands, Dr. Nan.